Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Carlos Adames retains his WBA World Middleweight title with a very wide, I think too wide, unanimous decision over Terrell Gausha. Gausha has got to be one of the most frustrating, infuriating fighters you'll ever see, because I don't know whether he's got that sparring partner mentality, but he's got such a lot of talent. And even though he's now 36 years old, he had the amateur schooling. He went to the Olympics 2012. But he came in with 24 wins, 12 KOs, 3 defeats, all on points and all to good men. Like his last defeat was back in March 2022. He lost a unanimous decision to Tim Tszyu. Again, it was competitive, but I think he had Tszyu down in the first round, I think. But it was competitive, but Tszyu won, Then Erickson Lubin beat him over a 12-round decision. That was in 2020. Again, it was, reasonably competitive. Erislandy Lara in 2017 outpointed him over 12. I mean, the guy can do 12 rounds. He's got a lot of talent, and only the best beat him, but he does have that gatekeeper status, that gatekeeper mentality, you could say, because he will do just enough to lose, even though he's got, he really shows flashes of some real skills. Now, it was the same against Carlos Adames, because Adames, he started life as a welterweight, gradually grew into the middleweight division. He's 30 now. He's from Dominican Republic. They haven't had many world champs, but Adames he's a good fighter. Having settled into middleweight, he I don't know whether he was boiling himself down too much previously, but he beat Sergey Derevyanchenko. That was a good win, majority decision over 10. He stopped Julian Williams, a little bit controversially. Williams, disputed the stoppage, and it did look slightly premature, but that was a 9th round stoppage. That was his last fight for the interim, WBC interim middleweight title. Did I say this was for the WBA title? I made a mistake. It's for the WBC, WBC title, because he got elevated from interim title to the full fat flavour WBC belt. But he's a good fighter. And the thing about Adames is he's very aggressive, and he doesn't really vary the weight of punch. He won't sort of touch you with a couple to set up a big right hand or jab and then fire a hard hook off the jab. Everything's got to have some meat on it. And that kind of, from the early rounds, that put Terrell Gausha into his box, kept him very sort of honest and a little bit reticent to step forward too much. Gausha has a very high guard. Adames is a little bit looser with the defense, but very, very aggressive. Feints his way in and bang, bang, bang. And this kind of continued, ticked over, the rounds ticked by. It wasn't the most exciting of fights. But, Gausha was competitive. He was in it. I think at the end of this fight, one of them made it like 119, 111 or something like that. That's too wide. Because I definitely think Gausha, when he opened up, was showing some very good skills. And he was jabbing very well. But he fights in these little spurts, and then he'll go into his shell again. He'll sort of stop, and there won't be enough going on. And between rounds, was it Manny Robles was in his corner, it might have been. He said that he was being read the riot act. You've got to throw more punches. If only he would. He just seems to have this nature, Gausha, where he's reluctant to be cavalier to any degree. He's a very, very conservative fighter. And it's only when he really feels, God, I'm being outboxed here, I'm being outpunched, then he'll sort of open up for 20 seconds, 15, 20 seconds, and then he'll stop. Okay, I've done my work. I'll go back to sleep now. It's infuriating to see a guy with that much skill. Now, having said that, over the last third of the fight, I did feel that Gausha was pinching the rounds. Just with technique, more than output. Technique, precision. He was boxing very, very, very well in the last third of the fight. Adames was still being aggressive, still going forward, but not quite as successful with the big punches, the big power punches. I mean, he's got 23 wins. He's got 18 KOs, so he can bang a bit. He does have a loss on his record, actually, which was to Patrick Teixeira. That was back in 2019. That was a unanimous 12-round decision, and that was one of the interim belts as well. Down at 154? That was a super welterweight contest. But maybe he's just found himself at middleweight, because he is able to. He's got a good engine, very good engine. Both these guys have got very good gas tanks, but the aggression, probably the output, the forward motion, that seems to be what caught the judges' eyes. Especially in America, they go for aggression, and Gausha just has this rather reserved nature, I think, which means he can't fire as many punches as he could do, and therefore he does just enough to lose, and so it proved. So this was the first defense for Carlos ADAMES. Gausha at 36 probably won't get another world title fight now. He's a bit old. Maybe if he wins, strings a few decent wins together, he can become someone's voluntary defense, but he is knocking on a bit at 36. Anyway, what did you think of the fight? Did you see it? Wasn't the most thrilling of fights, but I've seen worse. Let me know if you've got any comments, and I'll have a read and answer them. And as always, thank you for your time. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And yeah, thank you as always. I will catch you later, and bye for now.